maybe Manchester United's Charity Shield defeat offered some hope to their challengers, a hint of vulnerability for the first time since the turn of the year. Their undefeated Premiership run is still intact. 20 games as they set off in defence of their title. And Everton sure to work hard on this pitch that has just been made a little bit smaller, not just for this game, but for the remainder of the season, to suit maybe what Walter Smith sees as the main priorities for the way his team are going to play. Beckham.
Over 30 seconds of passing from Manchester United. I think they'll let them have it here, Everton. The game where Stam has it. But I think when it comes into areas where Dwight York's dropping off to, they might find that Everton, Walter Smith and Archie Knox have sent them out to play at a higher tempo and put them under pressure.
Dave Watson went a long way with Dwight York then, right into the Manchester United half. But looking back, David Weir had just filled in alongside Richard Gough. So there was no real gap for Manchester United to exploit, and they didn't maintain controlled possession. What a very happy hunting ground this is for Manchester United. They've won their last 4 visits. Hoisted away by Beckham. Richard Gough, who had a spell with Nottingham Forest last season that he enjoyed, 7 Premiership games. And Everton weren't the only takers when he became available. But he chose to line up with Walter Smith again. And a Scottish feel to this Everton setup. Richardson, who plays for Scotland, though he was born in England. Barnby, flag has gone up. Gallagher acknowledging that. Manchester United quick to get the game moving. For handball by Beckham, not given. Keane. Scholes has seen a hole to run into. Picked out by Keane. Paul Scholes. Gerrard saves.
Well, that might just be the biggest save of the match. Exactly what I talked about beforehand. The centre-back's getting parted. Scholes making a forward run. Well, it's happened, what, within 3 minutes of the match. And Everton have got out of jail. Wonderful save from Paul Gerrard.
The goalkeeper who's been brought back because Thomas Muir, who played virtually every game last season, was hurt. He broke an ankle playing, or training rather, before an international for Norway.
Now here we see it back. You see the centre-backs and Weir's not come across. He steps out trying to play offside instead of coming across when that happens to fill the gap. Look at Richard Gough. He's gone all the way with Cole. But unlike earlier, David Weir hasn't come across to fill that gap. Scholes has run into it. Keane's picked him out. Gerrard's made a great save.
Great save for the team and a great save for him personally. He was loaned to Oxford United last season. He seemed a long way out of the Premiership picture. And he's got in the team today just ahead of a very promising young goalkeeper, Steve Simonson. Tussle between Cole and Watson. Across comes Gough. Unsworth. Barnby got there first before Phil Neville. Promising this for Everton. Nick Barnby! A bold break from the home side.
Just underneath him, you know. He doesn't quite knock it out in front of him enough, Martin. It's a wonderful run from Barnby. This is Barnby at his best, running at players, but it just gets stuck under his feet a little. He has to dig it out. You just watch there, he's digging it out from underneath him. And I think that's what took it. What, only a foot too high. Got it a yard out in front of him. I think he might well have tested Mark Bosnich.
Well, Everton scored their first home goal in the Premiership last season against Manchester United. The trouble was, it was in October. Mark Bosnich was the first goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet here for visitors for Aston Villa in a match in which Dwight York played his last game for Villa. And I think he's always felt it was his destiny to come back to Manchester United. He had 3 league games at the the start of the decade. Watts is on the coaching staff here as well as playing. Forward by Cole, Dwight York, and Gerrard got a touch but couldn't keep it out. And it's taken Manchester United 6.5 minutes to open their Premiership account for the new season.
And it's a top scorer who does it. That familiar smile on the face of Dwight York. They don't deal with the ball. Dave Watson's header isn't good enough. And it's a beautiful little give and go. York just plays it back and then he's off. And he's fed in beautifully from Cole. Gerrard does his best, goes low to his left, gets a bit on it, but there's enough on the ball. They've picked him off, as we thought they might. It was a danger. And early in the game, that's a hammer blow for Everton. What a boost though for Manchester United.
Oh, and the Bosnich comes and had problems on the dimensions of the penalty area. Then it's Campbell who was the player running in the first place.
Well, the question for me, Mark, is did he handle it? He must have come very, very close to laying a hand on this ball. He's out the area. Oh, just right on that. Well, the line is in the box, as we've been told often. That's bang on the line. Got away with it.
The outcome is a corner.
Right on the line.
Collins, Gemmell, Manchester United coming out at pace. But they left Unsworth. That ran across the face of Mark Bosnich's goal. No one there in a blue shirt to tap it in.
Wrong player in the right situation. A right footer here, Mark would have just been taking it out his stride and striking this. David Unsworth, he wanted to try and control it and just ease it across the goal. It's a decent ball, but he just felt like a Nicky Bambi would have just been opening himself out and striking it goal, rather feeding it across.
Test for the ageing legs of Richard Goff, and York gets the ball for Manchester United. Cole, Gemmell can't clear it, and carried on into Scholes, and Dermot Gallagher has given Manchester United the free kick.
Well, Chelsea clicked into gear pretty quickly yesterday, Martin. All I can say is that the champions have done so today. The opening 13 minutes of this match, confidence is high, passing's good, movement's excellent, a goal ahead, and Beckham right in range here.
With that Charity Shield spectacular, a recent memory. It's pretty much an ideal Beckham position, but he didn't get the elevation. In goes Stam. Very acceptable temperatures for the players. Not an acceptable tackle there though by Sean Collins, although he's protesting.
Perhaps he should have caught him, Martin. From where Dermot Gallagher saw the tackle though, he was right behind John Collins. It would have looked like John Collins caught him badly. I think when Collins was indicating it, Neville goes up, jumps up, and then goes to ground. It was minimal contact, but as I say, Dermot Gallagher didn't have the best view.
Beckham with the free kick. Getting Berg lurking at the far post. Here's Scholes. And it drops for York. And Gerrard was grateful that that came pretty much straight at him.
Well, I thought Keane or Cole were going to score, Mark, when the cross came back in. Almost getting in each other's way.
Talked already about Everton starting last season so timidly, but they did finish strongly. 3 straight home wins in the Premiership and 12 goals scored over that period for Walter Smith. Gemmell. And supporting Campbell. Ward waiting wide on the right, but Collins trying to work away through the centre with the help of Hutchison and Unsworth. Gemmell goes right now. Ward, nice change of direction from him. In goes Hutchison. Well, that was very purposeful from Everton. A close call for Manchester United.
That's good play. We've had a pretty good 10 minutes, Everton, in this match. Mitch Ward provides a teasing cross. Tempted Bosnich. All over Phil Neville is Don Hutchison.
Like handball by Roy Keane. The spin took it onto the arm. Hutchison. Not shy of spoiling for a scrap, is it, Don Hutchison?
I think Roy Keane just had a little word about the attempted challenge. It was a little bit high from Don Hutchison as the ball bounced off Roy Keane. He just had a little word with him.
He was one of the Everton players who got a red card last season. This came against Arsenal. Disciplinary record, room for improvement, like the playing record, really. As a forward, you'd fancy your chances of getting in at Mark Bosnich. Campbell was a little circumspect, really, but it still was a tentative swing of the leg from Manchester United's new goalkeeper, and this sort of incident has been there really under wraps, if you like, for a while, and it's finally come to pass, and Dermot Gallagher's got to sort out a major scrap.
I told you he was having a little word, Martin, about the tackle, and that's exactly what that is. It's a little bit of retribution by Roy Keane. He saw it was Hutchison and he hammered into the back of him. There's no doubt in my mind that's because of what happened earlier. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. This is the one I meant. Watch it bound. Now watch the foot come in high into the thigh of Roy Keane, and Keane turns round and has a word with him, and he sees Hutchison. In all honesty, Martin, he does get the ball, half of it, but there's no doubt he was taking both there, Roy Keane. Absolutely no doubt.
Beckham, what a pass for Dwight York. That's the second tremendous save by Gerrard.
Now, there's no doubt this goalkeeper's kept Everton in the game. What a ball from Beckham. Given time to look up. It's almost a cross, isn't it? A little bit of bend, but what a touch from Dwight York. Outside of the right foot. Touch is perfect. Strike was good. Save was even better.
Everton not to concede a second goal in these last few minutes of the first half. Their response, by and large, to going behind so early has been good. Walk. It's quite where Mitch Ward wanted to drop it. Solskjaer. Keane. Kept it alive on the stretch for Manchester United. Play spread to Beckham by York. Coping with a cross. Scholes. York. The Cole. It'll run on for Solskjaer. In behind Everton. Back for Owen. And Beckham. Well, some huge Evertonian sighs of relief, but Manchester United really didn't make that attack really count for them in stoppage time.
Two decent headers here, one from Goff there, just nicks it away, and this one from Unsworth. An awful lot of blue shirts to bypass David Beckham. Unsworth did a good job at the near post.
Manchester United's corner. Plenty of height for Everton, including Hutchison. It is half-time at Goodison Park on the first weekend of the season. The opening league fixture for Manchester United and Dwight York, and it took him less than 7 minutes to get off the mark. Everton start the second half a goal down. And the opening day of the previous Premier League seasons, Everton have managed 4 draws, including last year's here with Aston Villa, a couple of wins and just 1 defeat. That was a home defeat against Crystal Palace a couple of years ago. Giggs looking a little concerned. may be about his fitness as much as Manchester United's situation in this game. A little surprise from Dwight York. The flag has gone up.
Yeah, it must have been tight.
Dave Watson taking the free kick. Survivor from the Everton team that won the Championship back in 1987. Hutchison! Bosnich's got there, Barmby's in there for Everton! And Campbell! Well, an amazing incident, and Everton have not scored.
That's what makes you champions, Mark. And that's why they are reigning champions. Defending like that. Absolutely superb. Neville and Stam were never prepared to admit that there was a goal there. Absolutely brilliant defending.
Here comes Gemmell. Past Keane. Not an easy thing to do. Barmby. Hutchison exaggerating the fall a little bit. Stam's challenge. Well, when the ball rolled loose from Mark Bosnich's reach, Everton must have sensed the equaliser was there. First Barmby, who couldn't turn it in, and then Campbell coming onto the scene, facing the goal bang in front. Extra note of optimism in the support. Particularly at the end of the ground where they had a great view of what happened and what we'll now look back on. Andy.
Yeah, well, I mentioned the two defenders. The one I haven't mentioned is the goalkeeper. This is a brilliant save, Mark, because it's hit early and brilliantly. He's had nothing to do with the keeper. It was a great save, but that's fabulous defending. I think it's Henning Berg. I thought it was Stam, but I think we'll find it's Henning Berg who gets the block when Campbell comes in. I think that Kevin Campbell probably think he should have scored, but it's Berg who throws his body in front of him, gets the block. That's great defending.
And that after Philip Neville had kept out Barmby's goal-bound follow-up. Defenders who defend. Hutchison. Bent the pass nearer to Neville and away from Barmby. Scholes. Be trying to get back. There's Scholes again. Keane. Too high for Solskjaer to do too much with that. Followed away by Watson. Corrected coolly by Irwin. It's been easy for Manchester United to be cool in the second half. Maybe York can get them another goal. Keane. Solskjaer. That's a terrific effort. Well, we said in the first half he hasn't perhaps got the trickery of a wide player, but what he does bring coming in from the left onto his right foot is a genuine goal threat.
This is only a foot wide, a little bit of bend in it, might well have troubled the goalkeeper. It's very Barmby-like, isn't he, in his role today, Mark? I think Barmby's the same, not one who's got tricks that'll go past defenders, but when he comes in and joins in onto his right side, well, he is a threat.
Berg.
Not be easy, Mark, but the one down that's necessary.
Cole. York. And Watson stuck out a toe, but it runs for Roy Keane. Gerrard pushed it out. Deserved a bit of luck. Got it. And Everton are still only one goal adrift. At a stage of the game where a second for Manchester United would suggest that Everton will end their opening game empty-handed.
There's another fine save from the goalkeeper. Deserved a bit of fortune. Could have dropped to anyone.
Beckham.
Got a little bit more control into the game now. It was a good 10-15 minutes for Everton at the beginning of this half. Manchester United have had the ball now for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Controlled the game.
It's Cole. And it's still Andy Cole. Solskjaer saying, just roll it to me. Cole did. And Solskjaer raises an arm, maybe an apology to his teammates for not hitting the target. The first save, the first chance really in this passage of play for Manchester United for Roy Keane.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Keane's shot's gone in, but the one thing you do know, York was putting it in. Had the goalkeeper not got a right hand to it.
Safely judged by Stam, but collected by Scott Gemmell. And the crowd like the style of Cadamarteri and urging him forward, and the cross has tempted Bosnich out. Got a good contact to it. Beckham helped him. Gemmell with a bit of space. Just to think about the pass. Could have gone left to Unsworth, who's stranded upfield now. Collins has got across to try and close Beckham down, and Beckham's shown him too much of the ball. Well played Collins. Not so well played Beckham. Cole. Fancying a run at Watson and Goff, and he's played Solskjaer into the clear, and it's gone wide.
Well, that was a game right there. Burst the pace from Andy Cole. Great awareness, attracted both centre-backs, but didn't get greedy. Drives at Watson, attracts Goff over, releases him beautifully, but just the outside of the post. Cuts across the ball, begins to swerve almost as immediately he hits it. Always going wide. Disappointment for the manager.
Scholes. Oh, coming towards the last 15 minutes here, and Manchester United still haven't got the game in the bag. Solskjaer. Scholes. Oh, time to have a look round. Decided to use Scholes, and it's gone to Dwight York. Look to curl it. Beckham's volley. It hits Cole. They want offside against Solskjaer. It's not given, and Gerrard then deals with a fiercely struck ball from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Deals with it well.
Must have been close. Solskjaer being offside. Right from Beckham. Cole. Oh, it's a pretty good decision that, I think, from the linesman seeing it again.
It's keep ball for Manchester United at the moment, but maybe a bit more with Irwin fastening on to York's layoff. And the corner conceded. Not much else Scott Gemmell could do.
Good play, isn't it? Just taking the time, slow, and then just in two passes that quickened the pace and opened them up.
Cadamarteri hovering on the halfway line. Everton can swing it forward quickly. Stam has gone upfield. And it breaks out, it's only to Butt. Cadamarteri still working against one centre-back, but Everton haven't got the ball. Gerrard now, can he get up and kick it quickly? But Stam is back. And the line of four defenders in place for Manchester United. Campbell. Everton's still in it, time against them, but they're only one adrift. Here's Barmby's cross. Phelan, what a story that would be if he could help himself to an equaliser. Unsworth. It's Barmby, unmarked. Goal! Deflected it in. So Everton get their reward for plugging away. Delight for the vast majority inside Goodison Park. It's 1-1.
Well, that's a reward for not giving up, for hanging on in there in the game that could easily be down and out in. Big long ball to the back post. I think he's just knocking this across goal. Jaap Stam can only just react. That's all it is. It's a reaction. The ball's there. He just puts his head towards it. It's past Bosnich before he can move. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about it. Well, if United don't win this, Martin, I think they've only themselves to blame, really. It's a game that they should have been over, really. I thought they'd just been doing enough at 1-0 second half. Looked like it was going to end that way. But with a couple of minutes to go, 3 points, suddenly at the moment, it's turned to 1.
Well, many voices urging Everton forward, amongst them Walter Smith, but the crucial touch by Jaap Stam. Maybe, in the end, the difference between Manchester United and victory here.
You could see he had to touch it, Stan, because when you look behind him, Kevin Campbell was hurtling in at the back of him, looking to plant the header. And in all honesty, he couldn't have planted it any better than the big Dutchman. Unfortunate.
Everton now trying to make Manchester United feel like Bayern Munich. But it's Keane. Now Butt. York. Beckham. Keane saying that I'll have it if you want it. Beckham deciding to spurn that option because he'd come up with a craftier pass for Irwin. Headed out by Phelan. Everton holding their line on the edge of the area. Keane. Butt. Slight of foot from Beckham. Butt. For Cole. Nicky Butt. Oh!
Well, either way, 6 inches nearer, it's a goal. 6 inches further out, York's finishing it off. That's what they're capable of, Mark. That's what they haven't done enough of second half. They've opened them up at will there again. Any touch from the goalkeeper puts it in Dwight York's path. So close, Nicky Butt.
Yes, fortunately for Everton, the ball split the difference. But listen to the noise inside Goodison Park. It's Beckham. Gerrard looking really for the first time in the game a little nervous though.
There's something of a space about the place in the red shirts, Martin. Beckham sprinting over. Stam racing up, Bear going up.
Well, they'd stopped doing that. They thought 1-0 would be enough. Goff. Type of heroic header that's been his trademark down the year. And it's been a pretty heroic performance for Everton. Alec Ferguson saw his side score early but concede late by Jaap Stam's deflection of Nicky Barmby's header. Improvement for Everton. Remember, Manchester United have come here in each of the last 4 seasons and won. Everton, of course, found it so hard to even get a home goal at this early stage a year ago. Well, they've got one, maybe slightly fortuitous, very much appreciated. The old soldiers were on sentry duty at the back. Watson and Goff did their bit. And they came with a plan, Everton, although they were the home team. And the plan has borne fruit. They've got a point, but Manchester United will be kicking themselves.
It was a tough game. It was a real competitive match, and played at a relentless speed and tackling and, you know, commitment. And so in that sense, I can't be displeased with the result. But we did all have our chances to kill the game, as you said.
The game was 4-1 last season, and we stuck at it today and got a draw. Obviously they're a quality side, but you know, we're pleased with the point today.
Their goal, Dave, would you hold your hand up for a mistake there?
Possibly, yeah. Should have headed away. The first header should have been cleared, but it wasn't to be, and he put it in well. But I think teams like Manchester United are always going to get chances no matter who they play against. So fortunately for us today, only one of them went in.
Nice long ball from Mark for the goal, wasn't it?
It was, but you know, it was a great build-up. You know, one and two touch around the box with Ollie and Coley, and just like to see the ball slip underneath the keeper and gone in. So we felt at that particular moment we were totally in control. But as I said, Everton is up against it, and they come back fighting. So all credit to them on the day.
The ball comes behind me, and you turn around, and when you turn around, you step in a bit, and well, the ball comes towards me, and well, automatically you put your head a bit in. I didn't try to head it away or whatever. I just flicked my head, and it went in. So.
They're sure to be disappointed to drop a couple of points. Do you think they're still the team to beat this season?
Well, I think they're the best side in the country. They showed that last season. There isn't any doubt about that. They'll be pushed hard by Arsenal and Chelsea. I would feel this season, maybe one of the others coming out and having a good season, but they'll set the standards and they'll be the team that everybody's aiming for.
of Birmingham, the referee for the opening Premiership fixture at Old Trafford. In case you don't know it, United are in red with white shorts. Here's Philip Neville. Alexanderson was looking for the return. Bit of pushing shove. Free kick goes heading Berg's way. A man still managing his life. Mistake by Rudy, by Sonner rather. This is Giggs. Good position taken up by Roy Keane. Dennis Irwin outside him. Alexanderson closing that particular door. Scholes. Philip Neville. Got a deflection. He ever scored twice. For the record, this is Philip Neville's 150th appearance for United. Good coverage. Good covering by Stamp. Beckham. Newsom. Giggs. Two Predators forward. Scholes joins them.
Doubling up there by Alexanderson. I think he's going to need to protect John Newsom a bit, playing in the right back position, but more often is a centre back.
Scholes! Instant shot brings early delight for Paul Scholes and for the very great majority at Old Trafford. It's been coming for some time. Smile that unfamiliar either. Giggs played it in. And Scholes, an attempted block by Alexanderson, but it flew in.
Well, this is it. Good. John Newsom giving Giggs too much space. Cross in, it was a superb strike on the swivel. And Scholes, such a prolific scorer, coming in late in those situations.
Scored 11 last season, 6 of them in the Premiership. His first goes past Pavel Srnicek this season. Atherton. That's the furthest forward he's been. Hinchcliffe. Rudy trying to get in behind Neville. Sibon. Has to quicken the long legs and also quicken the mind. Hinchcliffe. Alexanderson making the angled run. Not able to do anything with the ball though. Oh, he's giving it back and not given offside and not taking the chance from what at the end was not a particularly favourable angle.
Good chance for Alexanderson. Look, ball is knocked back actually by Scholes. Yep, Stan puts his hand up. He's offside, and it's his own players giving it to him. And a little through the legs there and going for the top corner, just overhit it.
Now sit down between Messrs York and Co. Rudy doing a pretty good job to help out Hinchcliffe down that right side, which has not been as productive, except for the crossfield balls, as has the left so far for United. York, Scholes. centrally placed Owen just outside the box. And there is Giggs, but it was taken away by Newsom.
That was where John Newsom is effective, those balls in the air, where he showed his defensive qualities when he used to be a central defender, finding it hard when pulled out wide this evening though as the right back. But good cross by Philip Neville.
Interesting, because Peter Atherton used to be a right back. That was well done by Sibon. It's his best moment of the match to date. That's a good try and a good parry. Henning Berger was denied. And Pavel Cernacek always a reputation of a good shot stopper. He got down well then. Newsom guided the deflection away. Danger not over yet though. Henningberg that time failed to make any real contact.
I think Danny Wilson a bit worried though, the crosses that are coming in there. I haven't seen too many of the Sheffield Wednesday players attacking the ball and getting there first. It just seems to be a red shirt that's getting the first contact.
I think that's possibly true in most areas of the field though. Here's Beckham. 3 up again, threatening. Against a pretty flat back 3 at that stage. Another corner. Beckham drew a good one. And it's 1 man in the 6-yard area, 5 outside it. Andy Cole who got the header, and Berg once more, this time with foot, but with no control. Just one moment for Alexanderson, has been the only real threat I can remember from Sheffield Wednesday. A little bit too much aggression from Roy Keane. And Danny Sona. Newsom would take. Sibon has gone off to the left. You're quite often coming deep into the centre circle. Giggs. Scholes. Good vision. I think that ball was intended for York. Having attempted to fall by suggesting he was going to shoot, didn't quite get it right, but he got it back, Beckham, and here's Keane. Somehow blocked. Cole was the nearest at the end. Beckham. Not a good dummy, that one by Cole, which didn't quite come off. Not his fault though. Just about every attack is threatening for Manchester United. This kick in the middle, and Cernacek a little fortunate, Cole the unlucky man.
Eddie Cole, who's I think started the season pretty well, linking up with the Dwight York, his partnership, but more than anything, been a bit of a creator as well. Helped set up the goal. Dwight York at Everton also set up 1 or 2 other chances, Solskjaer in particular, and you know, certainly developing other bits to his play perhaps than a year or 2 ago.
Hinchcliffe. Alexanderson, the wide man here, 16. Sibon, but straight at Mark Bosnich.
Well, Alexanderson as well. I think he's been about the pick of the Sheffield Wednesday players. And Sibon, but I'm just so pleased that he's hit a clean strike, because he just, confidence must be at such a low ebb, because I think that's about the first sort of sweet touch he's had, and he hit it well. Just unfortunate. It was straight at Bosnich.
How often it's given away. York. Oh, what a ball. Owen couldn't control it. Maybe he was surprised by it. Stam. And only Bosnich is in his own half. Third of the match gone. And the treble winners looking very good. I don't think anybody would have doubted that their industry would be the same. They're giving a fine example that they intend to continue working hard to gain more. It's been very easy for them this first half an hour of the season at Old Trafford. Out by Newsom. But they've still run and run and run. Beckham. Berg! Oh! And Cole and Berg again. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, how did Sheffield Wednesday survive? Beckham's cross. Bit of improvisation, came back off the post, and then Berg, who might have had a few by now, but doesn't have any. Giggs with so much room to find a decent cross. And that's the result. Scorer goes to thank the provider. Just too easy. Sheffield Wednesday have to do something about stopping what Alec Ferguson's side are doing for the Franks. York's third goal of the season. And it was on from the moment this space arrived.
Well, Ryan Giggs can get so much space there. I said, you should really have a recognised right back. You can't give that sort of room. Look, he's had time to set up, have a look. He just picks out Dwight York, and then you think to yourself, well, there's 4 defenders in there. Surely somebody's got to be close to him. At this stage, you'd have to fear for Sheffield Wednesday what the scoreline would be. I mean, it is 2-0, should be 4 or 5, and they've just got to snap themselves into some sort of shape.
They lost by 3 last season and by 6 2 seasons ago. Straight to Beckham, the last person you want. And I think he was always going to have a go. The only question was, how early was he going to have a go?
Yeah, you're quite right, because he wanted to have a go with his first touch, but his first touch put him on his left foot, so he had to take a couple of carry forward before he hit the shot, then more with power, whereas he was looking for a Selhurst Park long-range one, while Cernacek was trying to retrieve the ground to his goal. Pointing there and saying, who's letting David Beckham have a free shot from 20 yards out?
Just listen to the applause. Paul Scholes, the scorer of the first goal in the 9th minute, and Dwight York the second in the 37th. And the first half of the first match of the season at Old Trafford has been nothing less than the celebration of the deeds of last season. They lead 2-0, they're in total control, and Sheffield Wednesday will be much relieved that the score is only 2 against them. Well, the man with the goal a game record will not play in the second half. Dwight York is off, and Teddy Sheringham came on as a substitute to cause such damage both at Wembley and in Barcelona, is his replacement. No change in the Sheffield Wednesday side, but a change of form very much required. Builder. Sonner. Ground that the Builder made. He started on the left touchline. Well, how long before he does make a change. So presumably he can't be very happy with life, Danny Wilson. One by Alexanderson. Manchester United haven't quite got back to the job in hand as yet. They might now. This is Cole, but he's offside.
Claws in there, Andy. I'm not sure he was when the ball was played. No, he wasn't, was he? And Les Walker was playing him on in the middle of the picture there. His first touch had let him down, to be fair, and he wasn't going to get a clear shot in, but he definitely wasn't offside.
Gilles de Wilde. More promising. And de Wilde and Rudy! I think there was a use of a hand there.
Yeah, that was the decision. Superb cross by Alexanderson, and there's plenty of space. Was it the knee, was it the hand? But I mean, he didn't score anyway. It was sloppy control because he had so much time and space there. Once it had cleared the two in the middle of the picture, and then really trying to pick his spot all wrong.
It's really only their second chance in the match, and even better than the one that Alexanderson had in the first half. Beckham. He had to recover well, and that's the corner. The deflection nearly caught out the goalkeeper. He did very well, Pavel Stanisic, to come back across. But he couldn't stop his motion, taking the ball with him out of play. Cole waits, so did Sheringham. And they can wait again. Newsom who won it. So much a better player in the centre of the defence. And Sheringham, and it's gone in off Cole. Well, I'll have a debate about that, but for me, Andy Cole got the final touch. It was slightly messy goal. He looked almost a touch embarrassed about it. Three attacked the play, and Cole, who was just onside, got the touch, certainly.
Yeah, he was trying to control it and swivel and hit the shot. Hit his studs, it's definitely his goal. But you've got to also see Tome. He's out of the picture on the right-hand part of the goal, and he's the one who helps play Andy Cole onside, so he's not offside as they're appealing.
So Manchester United 3. Sheffield Wednesday 0, and Andy Cole opens his season's account. And you do rather feel that whatever the substitution is, it's too late. Probably was anyway, but could have gambled a bit more maybe. That's a very good ball by Rudy, and here's Carboni! Well, the best pass that Sheffield Wednesday have found in the match. Absolutely bisects the three defenders. Appeal for offside, which he certainly wasn't, but this time too much height.
Well, it's one of those you're thinking about, what should I do? Slide it past him, go round him, or lift it over him? But actually Bosnich stood up quite well, so he had to lift it pretty high and never had time to come down.
Briscoe has come on in place of Danny Sonner. Sonner limping a little bit.
A straight swap, Briscoe going into centre of midfield alongside Peter Appleton instead of Sonner.
The pace of Cole. Scholes. Finished out with the hurdling of the boards. Scholes thought it was a corner. One or two thought that was going to be a foul. Cole just stole up on the blind side.
Cole did well to pick up that loose ball. There's Walker just went to sleep a little bit near post cross, but Eddie Hinchcliffe covered well.
Shadow. Owen. Berg. Scholes. Neatly done. Sheringham. Feet of Scholes again. Cole. A little bit wide for Solskjaer, but able to collect. That's a good claim.
A good catch, Andy Cole, perhaps a reverse ball back to Teddy Sheringham on his right would have been the better one. He spread Solskjaer very wide, and by then Sheffield Wednesday had time to reorganise.
The builder. Yep, Stam the stronger, but the builder not giving up, getting the ball. And Stam gets the better of him. Two in the middle. Goal! But what a wonderful contest across two-thirds of the pitch. So strong he was, but the builder, to his credit, would not give up.
That was fantastic. It's almost brought the house down. Fantastic roar as he got to this stage. It was a good cross with his left foot. Andy Cole just not quite able to direct it towards goal. It was a good chance, but certainly it's raised the noise level, and yet Stam's not going to settle for 3-0 anyway.
Do you recall that at this time last season, Trevor, people had doubts about that Dutchman? Briscoe. Carbone. In many respects, Trevor, this even more resembles a practice match now. United have taken two key elements out of their side. More or less seem to be saying to Sheffield, see if you can do better against this, and they are. But there's no way that so Alex's side is being seriously affected.
Not chewing the gum quick enough to be worried, is he? He looks very relaxed and not surprised. He knows they've got 3 points in the bag. He's rested 3 of his players, and it is a little bit now of well, let's let those seconds tick away. Sheffield Wednesday have got to use it to try and build up a bit of confidence. I mean, just seeing Carbone for 10 minutes, even though he would be free with the Bosman's rule at the end of the season, I think I've got to hope they hold on to him, because otherwise, without him, you do fear for them.
No flag, and here is the little man. And that's a pretty disappointing cross.
Big build-up I gave him there, didn't he? Thanks, Benito, for that.
Maybe, but it's entertaining, and here he is again, and again the flag stays down, and again Carbone doesn't take advantage, and Bosnich looks at the assistant referee in disbelief.
It's a good decision. It's this side, it's Terry Sheringham, I think, who was back there, and he just played him on, and certainly they weren't interfering with play just by the touchline. Carbone, the way he turned, definitely thought he was offside. Nonchalantly tried to lob it over Bosnich too heavily, and then looked across to find that the assistant referee didn't have his flag up.
Carbone. Briscoe. I've got the control of Carbone. Look for Cole. Scholes. It's a nice little ball to Solskjaer. Absolutely all round the goal, off both posts and the crossbar in between. We've seen him score from that sort of angle before. That was a triple ricochet.
was a visible obstacle in the goal that kept it out, kept it rolling all round the goalposts and the crossbar. Good move. Kept it in on byline line. They thought he was going to square it, but he came back in on his right foot, blasted it. Somehow or other it stayed out.
At least he's got something to hang on to in the second half, Danny Wilson, but he will not need telling by anybody that it's been a very different match.
I'd be very relieved. I think that scoreline could have been so far worse than it is, and then of course psychologically the damage is far greater. He'll try and rescue something from the second half, but deep down he knows there's a huge gulf today.
He would also have known, presumably, that this was a match his team was unlucky to win. And Sheringham! And Solskjaer gets on the score sheet with the fourth. Little puff of the cheeks for the young Norwegian. Again, a player played onside by a wide player. Sheringham this time hitting the crossbar, and Solskjaer hardly cleanly, but getting the ball in.
It's Tome on the left who was on the floor and is then playing everyone on. Sheringham lifts it over Cernacek, but also onto the crossbar. He doesn't hit it clean, he's Solskjaer, but after saying he knows this is a game he should have got on the score sheet, he has done. And 4-0, and Danny Wilson, who we saw a couple of minutes before, won't look as happy with just 3-0 because it's 4.
I suspect that Mr. Wilson would like it to stop now, but then he probably would have liked it to have stopped quite a long time ago.
Yeah, I think the old white handkerchief came out the first half.
Sheringham, Scholes on. Teddy Sheringham, appearance number 598 of his career. Perhaps the goal will come at the 600th. Does it every time, even in a match when they're winning 4-0. Got to get it right, Mr. Reid. And I think he's fairly happy with both the official and with his team's performance, and he can go and enjoy tomorrow evening's drinks party to celebrate his new book. Handshake with Danny Wilson, who must know that his team were utterly outplayed, with Solskjaer getting number 4 after Andy Cole had scored number 3, adding to first half goals by Scholes and Dwight York. Comprehensive victory, and really Manchester United couldn't have asked for a more comfortable start to the home campaign in defence of their championship.
Alec, you obviously can't go on with the celebration of what happened last season, but the opening match was a bit like the celebration, wasn't it?
Well, I think for the fans, they want something special, and some of the football times was very special. And against Sheffield Wednesday, we worked very, very hard at closing the ball down, and I think we had to perform well tonight.
You know, it's nice to come back and, you know, you get that buzz again and the feeling for the supporters and everybody. And it's back to business again. What has happened has been a memorable one, something that we're all going to remember for the rest of our life. But it's back to business again and start a clean sheet and hopefully try and retain some trophies this season again.
I think when you get United in that mood, I mean, there's such a threat when they get in that last third. The movement's excellent, and they're terrific players. With all due respect to them, and to our lads, it was tough for us today. But saying that, you know, we had a couple of chances. Even at 3-0 down, we could have pulled it back to 3-2, maybe 3-3. With the chances we had, and if you get a chance against Manchester United like that, you've got to take them.
The scoreline suggests it was an easy result for us, but I think we've had to work for it, and I think we've had to produce good football to get our goals.
Final thought, do you expect by the time you play Leeds you would have had the bonus of a 28-year-old's decision in your favour come Friday? Mr. Keane?
Well, I hope so. Well, you had the crowd tonight, and we all want them to stay. I mean, the club are trying hard. Believe me, they've made him a good offer, and hopefully Roy gives the right decision.
What do you expect?
I think he's undecided at the moment, I really do.
Noon kick-off in the fixture. Rain in Manchester this morning. The Old Trafford pitch is much improved from the problems of last season. David Batty, greeted by a few half-hearted boos. York. It's a record so far of scoring in every match. Nicely worked out by Andy Cole. Here's Henningberg. Had his chances to score in the match on Wednesday. Dennis Irwin, who started his career at Leeds. He was an apprentice there and moved on to Oldham. Here's Harry Kewell, who's going to have a crack. Aussie against Aussie. Not the easiest one for Mark Bosnich. He's always going to hit this Kewell. And it bounced off. It was probably a bit of a greasy top. Danny Mills. Licence to attack down that right flank. He's playing on the right side of midfield. Dewberry behind him. Push and pull. Here takes Manchester United's way and quickly taken. Philip Neville. To the right back slot. His brother still not recovered from injury. Bit of curl on that, and here's Giggs! And Dewberry was the player who denied Giggs. Martin decided not to come for it. It looked as though it was going to be an easy chance for Giggs, but it proved not to be. Didn't reach him early enough, really. Not thought of anybody's. Here's Roy Keane. Dewberry and Cole and Scholes and Giggs. And Cole didn't quite get there. It's a good claim from Dwight York. Forward for Bridges. Back again to Bridges. United holding the line well. Mills. Dwight York again in a defensive role here. And, Mills thought that he should have got something for that. The referee had a good view of it. Keane. Mistake by Scholes. Leeds having the better of it. Huckabee. Kewell wants the early ball. Not given it. Huckabee. A bit too conscious of going for goal himself in this opening. Mills. Blocked by Henningberg from Bowyer. Cole in the middle, two others now arriving. This is Cole. Beckham finding himself just a little bit of space, so is York. Beckham disappointed it wasn't played wide. And York presumably a bit disappointed with the quality of the strike. Well done by Batty. Here's Kewell. Doubtful, like Smith, because of an ankle injury. Bridges waits in the middle. Stam intercepts, but only to Bowyer. Hits it well. Bridges thought he found a bit of space. Bowyer found a decent shot. I think Bosnich would have had it covered. Gate. Beckham. On for Cole, slipped by Dewberry. Nigel Martin commits himself. Goal kick. And Martin discusses the point with Cole. Now, whether he thought Cole made more of that, I don't know. Bridges is making his way to the touchlines. I think he's still troubled by that ankle knock. Here's Kuhl. Good strike. Not over the top by much, and there was quite a lot of swerve in it as he was challenged. He made his intention clear. Keane, who turned his back on him, ooh, and he really didn't miss by much. Stamp. Strange bounce, but good ball. First corner of the match, and Leeds finally make their substitution. Bridges has to retire, which is unlucky for him and for the match. And in his place comes the combative David Hopkin. Stam's header. Powerful but wide. Bosnich not moving too well. Had a bit of a groin strain in the match at Everton on the first Sunday of the season. And he's signalling Bosnich to indicate that all is not well and maybe a change is required. Here's Kuhl. Number 2 man, Van der Gaal, waiting to come on for Manchester United in goal. United has made no change to the chewing. And Raymond Van der Gaal has to come on to replace the unfortunate Mark Bosnich, who goes straight to the dressing room and clearly is in pain. And on comes the man who last appeared against Sheffield Wednesday in April. And he's been given a very, very good welcome. 7 victories and only 1 defeat when he played last season for United. Number 2 to Schmeichel then, number 2 to Bosnich now. Harry Kuhl, who's now, as you would have observed, ball forward. Good strike! I've had a few sighters. He's on the ball as he struck it. Again, just a bit too high. Good pass from Solskjaer. Substitutes, as ever. Good throw. York. Played Woodgate. Batty. Bowyer. And so we read that very early. Cole. Dwight York lets it go. Scores! That's a really good stop. Beckham. Owen. The nearest to a goal yet. Lovely let go by Cole. Good save. And then Beckham's shot was blocked by Hart. Irwin couldn't keep it down. It's a long time since he's scored in open play, Dennis Irwin. December 97, in fact. He had a chance then. Woodgate. Batty. Mills. Kuehl. Radaby. Gives it away. Beckham off and running on the right side. Just a step forward by Woodgate. That's uncomfortable, to put it mildly. Here's York. Giggs. Cole. Goalkeeper read it well. Good play by Giggs. Radaby struggling. And Cole turning that way, and the goalkeeper going to his left. Free kick. Up at the back. Kuehl! Just couldn't get enough degrees in the turn. Well struck free kick of some distance. Mills getting the better of Giggs. Good attempt, but just couldn't get round enough. Scholes. Beckham looks to go. Gets in behind, and Radaby actually inadvertently helps him, and Beckham wastes a good chance. Called for it, got it. A little cushion off the head of Radaby helped to take the pace off the ball, but it came off the outside of the boot fairly wildly. Score sheet is blank at half-time. Leeds have had more shots. But probably Manchester United came nearest to breaking the deadlock when Cole let the ball run, and Scholes was denied by a good save from Nigel Martin. Busy, entertaining, but so far as goals are concerned, unproductive. Back in the Don Revie era, this used to be a pretty good ground for Leeds United between 64 and 74. Won 4 times and drew 5 in 10 visits. Since then it's not been quite like that. You've got to go back to 1981 for the last time the Leeds side won here. Brian Flynn was the scorer of the only goal of that match. Having said his bit, comes back to his position. It's a better cross, more typical. Giggs. Keane. Intended for Owen. Good cover by Hopkin. The sun has disappeared. I doubt if he's noticed. It's quite a heavy drizzle now. Giggs. Well, I did the best I could, might have been his observation. It was no trouble to Nigel Martin in the end. Might have been an embarrassing loop, but it wasn't. Mills. Kuehl. Taken out by Owen. And Stam making a repeat of Wednesday. And he's very capable of doing this. He was used to when he came into the Premiership. Kuhl might have got away here. This is a real chance for Kuhl. Oh, and he's hit the post. Looked almost in tears about it. Keane. York. Giggs. Good stretch by Dewberry at some cost. Seemed to have done it all right. He'd got away. Keane was trying to track him. Henningberg came across. Goalkeeper beaten, saved by the foot of his post. Dwight York, a bit wider than was Kuhl. Support in the middle. Beckham not finding the crosses today. Dwight York came back on the other side. Well, viewed from here, he might wonder why he had the extra turn. Owen. Giggs. Keane. Berg offers himself. He probably wishes now that he had. It's a lovely play by Dwight York, but maybe he missed an opportunity that he created for himself. Came inside Dewberry, there was a shooting chance there, he decided against it. And everybody was sucked in, so no one reached the cross. Off comes Paul Scholes, on comes Nicky Butt. Sweet swap. Of the two, Scholes is the more attack-motivated player. Poor clearance. York. But Giggs! Nigel Martin not looking great on that. And he tapped the head of Michael Dewberry, who in the end got him out of trouble. But Giggs very nearly making it count. Beckham. Neville. Keane. Cole. York. Giggs. He asked away from Dwight York. No lack of trying, no lack of ideas, but they just can't find the ball or bring them the opening so desired. Substitution for Leeds, Ian Hart off, and Martin Heaton comes back to the pitch where last season he injured his knee, a cruciate problem. He's got 15 minutes of this match to play, and it's good to see him back after such an injury. And it's a straight swap. Huckabee. Eden. York. Lots of room for Philip Neville. Cole near post. York behind him! Oh! Classic! Goal again, man again, but there was a huge hole down the Leeds left. And once again, York coming in behind Andy Cole. Finds the telling header. It was a really good clip cross by Philip Neville and a fine header as York got round Michael Dewberry. Goal again, still for Dwight York. And it might just have pleased him. 72 minutes. Manchester United 1, Leeds United 0. It came just after the substitution made by David O'Leary down that flank. Some you win, some you lose. Swirling wind, which is making life very difficult for the players. Free kick given against Mills. To have held off Giggs, and in the end probably did. Ball waiting for the cross. Quick word between Beckham and Giggs. Beckham takes. Oh, and he scored this time on the near post. Dwight York. And had they noticed it's raining, this was a lovely curl of the free kick. York was quicker than anyone else and got there ahead of Martin Heaton. So much good defending has gone to waste now. Manchester United in control at 2-0. Lovely free kick. Campeones. Different angle of the goal. And he who moves quickest heads home. And the scorer retires after doing so much damage to Leeds United. And is replaced by Teddy Sheringham. 7 minutes plus injury time remaining, and he has been absolutely drenched. Cool. Through for Bowyer! Good save by the goalkeeper. Good use of the right leg. Shot out very quickly. Good run by Bowyer. Lovely ball by Kuhl. Mills, Michael Dewberry, goalkeeper quickly to him, but now could be in trouble. No, he wasn't. He recovered really well. He's clearly a popular figure at Old Trafford. Not perhaps in the goalkeeping manual, but very effective. Play by Butt, and that might just set up an attack. Keane, Giggs. 2 goals in 4 minutes, deciding the contest. Both scored by Dwight York. Takes his total to 5 this season and gives Manchester United victory in an interesting match. They probed and they probed, and they finally found a way through. Space on the right for Philip Neville that found Dwight York. A free kick on the left from David Beckham, which found Dwight York. And Roy Keane goes off, a victor again, with the applause of the crowd ringing round Old Trafford. And to think again, or would he decide today? Final score, Manchester United 2, Leeds United, after so much good defending, 0.
I thought it was a really good game of football, and I think we recognised before the game that this Leeds United team are one to watch, and they made it a really open game, and it made it that type of match. You say to yourself, well, if it's 0-0, at least it's been an entertaining 0-0, but fortunately we've managed to squeeze it.
When you play at this level, you can be doing very, very well, and as I say, with the quality of players that's here at the stadium, for 89 minutes, you can be on top of Dwight York, whatever. Give him a chance, he puts it in the net. We got slack. We give 2 poor goals away.